Massage advice every plantar fasciitis hater will love. Welcome everybody, it's Jason Barlow, RMT, and I'm here today as your therapist and as your coach to help you transform any stress, tension, and pain into health, happiness, and vitality. The irony to me sharing this advice with you this afternoon is that just about a week ago, maybe 10 days now, I got a new foot warmer that it places under my desk nicely. I work out of my basement at my home here, and it gets colder in the basement area. And so the one thing I've struggled with through most of the winter time has been colder feet, just with my location of my feet. So I got this foot warmer, and it's actually a combination of a foot warmer with a foot massager. So as I'm sharing this advice with you today, I'm living and breathing the very tips that I'm sharing with you by way of my massage advice in today's presentation. So yeah, I'm literally experiencing this right now as I do this presentation. The very core of what I'm sharing with you today is that I've had it and it's painful. When you get any inflammation and pain in your feet, man, that takes you off your feet, right? It debilitates you. It puts you out of action. You quite literally got to put your feet up, or you got to be on crutches, or you got to be wearing some kind of brace. It's not cool. You know, all four of my boys have played basketball for the last, probably going on 8-10 years now. And each one of them has experienced another level of pain in their feet, which I discovered through their experience. I didn't have that experience myself as a young basketball athlete, but there's a lot of young athletes out there. Basketball is very common, and gymnastics, and maybe some dancers even too suffer with this. It's called Sever's disease. Sever's disease, that's how I pronounce it anyway. And it shows itself almost like plantar fasciitis. It's pain, but more located to the back of the foot, the heel region. Now, Sever's disease is different to plantar fasciitis, a little bit different in how you treat it too. Sever's disease is a reaction that's taking place in a growth plate between the talus and the calcaneus, the two bones that form the heel. And that irritation is due to the fact that muscles above them, the fascia and the muscle layers below, are actually creating this tug of war between the two ends, and that the fulcrum or the leverage point is right there in that heel section. So right away, it's a similar process to what I'm going to start teaching in a moment about plantar fasciitis. We want to follow the RICE principle, which is to rest it, ice it, compress it, and elevate it. Rest it, ice it, compress it, and elevate it. It's a simple foundational type of first aid treatment, and it works very well for any kind of foot condition too. Now, with something like Sever's disease, which is not really the focus of today's talk, but I just wanted to talk about it because sometimes people might be watching this and they might be like, oh, I definitely have plantar fasciitis, and it actually might not be. It might be something completely different, and one of which, like I said, from my own personal experience being a father of 4 boys, young athletes experience this condition known as Sever's disease. Stripping the muscles, which is the nature of my work as a massage therapist, is very, very effective. You can do that at home. How? Well, that's why you come along and listen to me and you watch some of my YouTube videos, because I show you exactly how to do those types of treatments. And so massage is very effective. We've got to strip out the calf muscle. We've got to strip out the plantar fascia, and that's the focus of today's video. So for those who are joining me right now and listening in because you're a sufferer of specifically plantar fasciitis, pay more attention now. So the premise of helping yourself with plantar fasciitis, it's painful at the base of the foot. And the reason why that's happening could be a multitude of reasons. And sometimes it can be valuable to obviously explore where it's coming from. Like for me, it was a pretty simple, quick solution. I bought a pair of secondhand hockey skates. I thought they were broken in. I wore them and I got instant plantar fasciitis pain. Wicked. I'd never had it before. Took the boots off, pain went away. Put them back on, pain came back. Took them back off, pain went away. So for me, it was a quick, simple solution. I wasn't in any chronic pain with plantar fasciitis. It just seemed to arise due to the wearing of these boots. Once I got rid of the boots, the pain, the problem went away. And there was, I think, one pair of shoes that once had the same situation, and I just quickly responded by getting rid of the shoes and getting a new pair of shoes, and that solved that problem. Ultimately, if you're a chronic sufferer, though, so that's an acute, right? Came up, I found the problem, got rid of the problem solved. If it lingers around, if it becomes chronic, though, you definitely want to get somebody to have a more thorough assessment of your feet and determine if it's truly plantar fasciitis Or again, could there even be some kind of heel spur accumulation? I just had this with a female patient just a couple of weeks ago. We were treating as if plantar fasciitis. We got an x-ray done. X-ray actually illustrated there was a 3 millimeter heel spur. Now, 3 millimeters might not sound very much, but you put that as a protrusion that is sticking out, so to speak, on your heel as you're walking or weight bearing on that. That 3 millimeters feels like 3 meters. It's huge. It's a very stimulating for the nerves. It's painful for the soft tissues, and everything's got to react. And she was also getting some hip pain going on too, which we're helping resolve at the current time. And there are other solutions beyond just massage that can help with resolving any kind of bone spur. And that's beyond my scope as a massage therapist, but you could explore that and perhaps start with your physician, go to a physical therapist, a chiropractor, and just explore what the options could be. Right away, the one logical thing that makes sense to me is to get that pressure off that heel spur as quickly as possible. There are, I'm showing you with my hand, kind of circular discs. I guess they're used more for calluses on the feet, but you could almost use that as a little bit of a cushion to support around, not on, but around, right? That heel spur would be in the center of that ring. The ring around it would be providing some cushion protection that might just help offset some of that pressure that's being applied to that heel spur. Anyway, let's get back and focus in on this massage advice that every plantar fasciitis hater will love. Because if you are a chronic sufferer, you need to do things that are going to support the healing process of your feet. Now, first and foremost, I love talking about the mind, as you probably have experienced if you've been following me for any period of time. And I talk about in chapter, well, it's not the first chapter, but my early parts of the book get into mindset in my book. Now, how does that relate to foot pain? So Louise Hay and emotional freedom technique and body talk and Reiki and quite literally anybody that understands those relationships between the mind and the body will appreciate and recognize. And if you're not there yet, just start to open your mind to this whole idea that if you're struggling to stand on your own 2 feet, you're struggling to take the next step forward in your relationship, your business, your career, a decision that's got to be made where you will literally be moving forward in life, but you're resistant, you're hesitant, you're procrastinating. If you kind of see the metaphor that I'm creating there for you, if you have those emotional experiences in your life, your feet can actually produce symptoms as an illustration of those emotions that are blocked right now that you're not acknowledging and you're not honoring. And as a result, you're feeling the ABCDs of negativity, which is what we talked about on, it's just yesterday, I guess, wasn't it? Monday. Dr. John DeMartini's great work. Anger, betrayal, criticism, and depression and despair, I think was the D. The ABCDs of emotional frustration can show themselves in your feet. Quite literally, think of the metaphors that cross over to your feet. You also have on the base of your feet the relationships that occur between all of the organs in your body and the soma, or the areas of your feet that correspond to that. It's known as, I was going to say Reiki. It's known as, why is the name not coming to my mind? Reflexology. It's because my spot of that remembrance is being massaged as we talk. So reflexology is a specific art that helps to treat, resolves any foot-related pain, but even body pain that could be coming from imbalances that are arising in the feet that are corresponding to that particular body part. Again, it goes beyond the scope of my practice. It's not something I've trained in. It's something I'm aware of. And if you do any self-massage treatment, as we're talking about today for your feet, you may even find that you get some emotional release from having yourself massage your feet. And that can, again, just illustrate that there's a cleansing or purification process that's taking place. Hey, if I'm losing you at any point with this, go back and revisit, because there's a lot by way of information. I'm condensing my over 20 years of experience in my field. I'm trying to narrate this as quickly as I can and condense it under 10 minutes. And I'm 9 minutes, 23 seconds in. And I'm cutting to the chase right now. Below in the description, YouTube video. YouTube video will show you exactly how to do this self-massage of the plantar fascia, which is the whole purpose of today's video. The second thing that's in there is a link that you can copy and paste, and you'll expand into a blog article I wrote back in last year, which talks about everything I'm reviewing right now, but in greater detail. So I've said step number 1 with plantar fasciitis pain, right away, get off your feet. Literally use the RICE principle. You also then want to be moving to stimulate the tissues, but not moving too much, right? If you're going out and you're in chronic pain with your feet, but you're still a persistent runner because you've got that mindset, well, I got to get my mileage in. Well, you're pushing yourself into a space where it's not going to heal, right? And you're just going to be even more frustrated. So you've got to take the reins for yourself in that regard and be your best doctor and advisor, and then use a method that I'm sharing with you today, which is step number 3 of self-massage, the video of which you can find down below. Go straight to YouTube. Takes about 2-3 minutes maybe to do it. All you need is a little cross ball, a foam roller, some kind of self-massage tool, or a good friend or partner who's prepared to massage your feet for you. And again, they could use a tool or they could use their hands and palms. You'll get the idea just by following the video, but give it a whirl, give it a try, give me some feedback. Let me know if that works for you, if you've got any solutions or resolutions from doing that work, and keep me posted. I like to hear from you guys out there. That I know that there are people out there. Thank you for joining me. I hope that's been of benefit. You must also, if you've not, go get one of these. There's a free digital copy still on my website, jasonbarlowrmt.com. You want one of these paperback editions, which you can throw it around, right? Highlight it, get it dirty, make it used, and take away from it what you will. I talk about my 4 health controls that I recommend to all my patients, which is your mindset. I talk about your physical body, stretching and movement. I talk about your foods, and I talk about your rest and recovery. Those are the 4 gateways into helping you have more health, happiness, vitality, and less stress, tension, and pain. Thank you for joining me. Remember, your muscle health is my #1 priority, and I will see you guys again on Thursday. And Thursday, we dive a bit deeper every Thursday into my book. We're on step number 5 of the 15-step playbook. So I'll be talking more about step number 5 on Thursday. And then Fridays every week, I share with you my book of the week. So don't miss it. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you guys very soon.